Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2 Season 2. We have a huge load in front of us. Well, to our back, to be more specific. 28 tons of canned pork. Found a job here in Trondheim. Lots of jobs here. Taking us all the way back to Sweden, but now on the northern side of it. So exactly where I wanted to go. Hope we discover Östersund as well as we pass through it. But yes, looking forward to this trip. Hopefully our truck can handle it. Let's get going. Now I do want to start up inside because Max gave me a tip here. Remember those dangling, the jiggling keys with the Catzy 15 sounds by Zmod during startup? Well, apparently the OM470 sounds have a similar thing. Pay close attention to the startup sound. Oh yeah, it is very subtle because I guess this has no keys. It has an electronic start somewhere, maybe to the side behind the steering wheel or somewhere. You guys find that? I'm guessing there is a button in here. Let's try that again. So you can hear kind of the very subtle sound of the button being pressed for the startup. Okay, hear this. There you go. After the engine started up, you can hear like the finger releasing the button, going back to its original place. Quite interesting. All right. Thanks for pointing that out, Max. Yeah, it's a very subtle sound. Definitely not like the jiggly keys, because this is a more modern type of thing. So you don't actually have a key for the ignition, I guess. You know what? I actually haven't driven a car with those kinds of ignitions. Just goes to show how old the cars I've been driving have been. 90s era. That is why I love the 4 Series. My kind of generation. Oh my goodness, it has been a while since I've driven this kind of load. Hopefully we wouldn't be asked to reverse, otherwise going to be an hour-long video, actually more. But we'll make the best of it nonetheless. We'll try at the very least. I do look forward to doing these episodes every week for you guys, at the very least once a week. So I really like driving this truck, having some kind of stability in there.
After 100 yards, turn right.
And yeah, and this lady as well. What's her name again? I forgot her name. But yeah, our GPS lady guiding us instead of the normal GPS route. Please don't. Thank you. Is that enough to turn? Barely. Okay. Phew, I have to get used to turning with this kind of trailer. Be careful. But yes, it's quite nice getting back on the road here with this truck. Some sense of stability. Oftentimes we are...
Cross the rotary. First exit.
Okay. Oftentimes we are chasing after the latest mod, the latest update, because that's what catches attention, right? That's what people want to see. New stuff, new stuff, new stuff. It's a constant struggle, constant race for the new thing, the next new thing. That's the way it works in the YouTube world, in the Twitch world, in media, basically. So oftentimes that's what I try to do. But this series is a great way for me to just, you know, like kick back, really enjoy the game and not really chase after new stuff all the time. Just enjoy what we have in front of us and try to cherish it a bit more. Yeah, how dramatic is that sounding? But yes, that's true. Exactly my point. Thank you. Very nice instructions from the lady so far. But yes, that's exactly what I look forward to in these videos, in these episodes. We don't really need so many new things with everything we have in front of us already. We just need to find ways to explore them more and enjoy them better, you know, instead of looking for a new toy every day, every so often. Why can't we take time and enjoy the toys that we have already at our disposal? Being in the present, isn't that what they say? Stop looking forward, stop looking back, and just be in the present. Words of wisdom from Clumsy. There you go. You can trademark that now. Maybe not. Close enough. Oh, I like these tunnels. Very windy tunnels. Speeding. Oh yes, I almost forgot. Don't have jake brake. Don't have an engine brake. Oh, that looks great. I think I might take a photo there later on. Okay, continue. Maybe it's better here to stay at 70. Yeah, the road network here in this area, it's highly customized, isn't it? Like nothing is prefab.
First exit.
Everything is handcrafted with such nice attention to detail. And I didn't realize that before. I remember in the previous episode, I mentioned that, oh, Trondheim looks good, and you guys have been telling me more things about it. Apparently it's the third largest city in Norway, and it did seem like that from how it looked when we entered it. Like so many different buildings and roads and intertwining, and everything just looked so real and so complex. Really how a city should be. Quite nice. I enjoyed it. And yes, despite the older textures in this area, you can see it if you look close enough at the mountains over there. They look nice, but the textures are not the ones you would be more accustomed to when you get used to the newer DLCs like in Utah, in Colorado, and the new ProMods content. It's not the same level, but still amazing views, and I can get behind that. You don't always need the newest thing. Just need to get a fresh perspective, a more nourishing perspective. Is that the term? I guess it's close enough. But yeah, that's something that I would want to work on, because as a part of the media, having a YouTube channel, sharing content with you guys, of course I want to keep up to date with the latest happenings, the latest news, the latest rumors and juicy stuff. When there's a new mod releasing, a cool new stuff that's been updated, or the new topic that's talk of the town. Oh, birds. You guys heard that? Might be a new thing. I think that was a recent addition. Ambient sounds. That must be included one of the recent ProMods updates. For 139 maybe, or 138. One of those. Cool. I like that. Summer is in full effect. But yes, as a member of the media, I am very prone to chasing after the new stuff. And sometimes that's good, because that means we're up to date. We always have the latest thing we are aware of. But sometimes it's detrimental as well, because we tend to not appreciate as much what we have already. Like over the this past weekend, I spent my time in Flight Simulator flying the CRJ again. It's a plane that I have been enjoying quite immensely, and it's not new. It's been out for a couple of months now, and I don't care. It's great. I don't have to always stick with the new thing, and sometimes that's a great thing to have. Not chasing after the new stuff, and looking at what we have and enjoying it. And it's perfect for this series. Because yeah, this Actros, not really new, is it? But who can fault anyone for liking this truck? It's as stable as a truck can be, despite its toady shifting sounds like so. Yeah, not the best sounding ones, but they are realistic, so we can't complain. And yeah, with Max's OM470 sounds, with all the other additions we have, don't always have to have the latest thing. Although from time to time, of course, mixing them up, having them with us, can't go wrong with that. Oh, we're crossing to Sweden now. Nice. Looks like there was a fire here though. Yikes, right at the border. I wonder whose jurisdiction that is. Is that under Norway or Sweden? I think that's still Norway, maybe, because the Swedish signs are here. So maybe that's Norway's problem. Tricky thing, isn't it? With borders. That can get very technical, I imagine. Did you cross the line or not? And then that would depend who would have jurisdiction. That's what I like about this mod. Yeah, this truck sound from Max, I really like it. Because it has all those details. In the beginning, we heard that engine sound, right? That button, startup button on the engine startup sound. But what the main thing I like about this sound pack is the engine brake actually has its own sound. Not many trucks have that. And I'm a huge fan of engine sound, engine braking rather. Because my controls, as I mentioned in the previous video, my controls have, my peripherals have this button on the shifter itself. And I use that for the engine brake toggle. And it's great that that toggle has a sound here, there. If I turn it on, turn it off, there is that flick, which seems pretty shallow, but it helps a ton because sometimes you don't know if you pressed it properly. Sometimes you're not sure if it got recognized. Like comparing with comparing with Max's V8 sounds for the Scania Next Gen, I couldn't even trigger the engine brake there. I am assuming, I'm recording this right after that video, so I haven't read the comments yet. I'm assuming that's by design. Ooh, are. Or ore, however you read that in Swedish. Yes, I'm assuming that truck is purposely does not have an engine brake, which is interesting to me. I thought all engines had it, but it has a retarder instead for slowing down. But okay. But anyway, my point was, in there when I was trying the engine brake, it was not triggering, right? The truck was not slowing down, and there was no toggle button. So I couldn't hear anything if I pressed my button. So I wasn't sure if it was my controls that were not working, or it was the truck really not having an engine brake, you know. And here, it's clear there is oral feedback, or whatever the term is, you get me. Is this 70 or 90? Probably not 90, probably 80, because we haven't been tooted yet. We haven't heard that chime yet. There you go. Quite nice. Here, this area doesn't look old anymore to me. I think the textures are starting to update in this area.
Right.
Slow down. Thank you. Keep right. Ah, makes sense. GPS lady is spot on. Awesome. So that right side, is that a shoulder? I guess so. Yeah, so it's a single lane with a shoulder. Yes, this area looks pretty good already. The road textures are quite nice. The trees look wonderful. I still haven't flown here though. Looking forward to it. The next update for Flight Simulator will have Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland, I think, getting improved, getting handcrafted areas. So I'll fly when that happens. And I'm sure you guys, locals here, would enjoy that. But yes, I recently realized how different each sim could be. I'm a huge fan of both sims, truck sims and flight sims. But they serve very different purposes. Like I've been really enjoying
Cross the
flight
rotary.
sims
Second exit.
offline. Oi, sorry. Phew, almost jumped into that guy. Second exit, right? Yeah, this no choice really. Oi,
Exit ahead.
almost forgot we had 2 trailers. But yes, they're very different, and I like how different they are. With flight sims, there needs to be a bit of preparation, you know. Like I have to look how much time do I have. Actually, it depends also which plane I'm using. If it's like a small general aviation plane, then it's 30 minutes should be enough. 1 hour max. If it's an airliner, then maybe 2 hours would be more apt. But there is a bit of planning involved. A lot of browsers opening, lots of third-party applications, planning the flight, loading it up, syncing it and everything. And that's part of the enjoyment, you know, all that complexity. It's part of the enjoyment that really appeals to me, that exercises my brain and whatnot. But during sometimes, I don't want to exercise my brain, you know. I just want to unwind. I just want to relax. Just want to hop on and drive. And for those instances, truck sims are the best. Especially this kind of environment that we have. It's not as complex as one would hope, maybe. 1 second. Is that proper? Is that the correct one? Okay, because the lady didn't say anything. I was wondering if we missed a turn or something. So what is this here? Is this 80 kilometers?
Keep left.
Yes. Okay, keep left. There you go. Alright, 80. There you go. 1 second. Let me turn on the engine brake. The only thing missing here is the engine brake indicator to know if it's on or off. Like in US trucks, that's very common. Something would light up when the engine brake or the jake brake specifically is on. In European trucks, it depends. It's not a norm. Because it depends on the manufacturer. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, the truck sim. Each of the sims have their own appeal. Flight sims for a more brain exercise kind of thing. You know, a more comprehensive experience. You want to go all in and want to spend a couple of hours
Exit ahead.
just flying, totally immersed in the environment. And in truck sim, it's also a total immersion, and you can also go for hours depending on what your preference is. But it can go as short as 20 minutes, right? I have videos which are like less than 20 minutes. The entire trip from end to end. So it's very free flowing. You can stop anywhere. Just press escape, quit game. So if you have real life commitments, you can stop at any point. There is a simple pause button. There's a simple save mechanism where you can continue off wherever you left off, exactly where you ended. So it's just hassle free. And that's perfect for like when you're not in the mood to plan stuff ahead of time, to make sure you are headed the right way, and make sure that the weather is conducive enough for the flight and whatnot. Make sure all your third-party applications are working. Yeah, just getting on the truck, loading up this sim, driving, and you're good to go, and you go wherever the road takes you. It's an amazing experience, as many of you guys probably can relate to. And this is exactly why I love making these videos, because this gives me an excuse to really get on and relax and wind down and just enjoy hanging out with you guys. It is pretty cool. I like it. The only major roadblock for me is the prep time. the preparation time, because I have a very basic desk. I know some people have been asking about my rig, my setup. I have a few videos about that. Just look for Clumsy RTX 3080, and then you'll see some real life videos of me installing the video card, the RTX 3080, and also the triple monitor setup. And then you'll see the rest of my setup there, and you'll notice that it is nothing fancy. I don't have like a cockpit, like, you know, a homemade cockpit, or those things which, you know, those racing seats, or the ones which have like I don't know, 3-axis movements. Nothing like that. I just have an IKEA table, you know, that white table, that the cheapest table you can buy in IKEA. I'm not sure how much it is depending on your country, but you probably know it if you have an IKEA where your country is. Look for the cheapest table, the white one. Actually, sometimes there are different versions. The one where you have to buy the legs separately, very IKEA-like. You buy the actual table, the actual wood. You pick the color, I think, and then you buy the legs separately. You pick the color of those legs, and then you assemble them yourself, as with any IKEA real fashion. That's what I have. Granted, it's like the bigger table, not the smallest one, but that's what I have. Nothing fancy, nothing electronic, mechanical, no fancy standing tables or whatnot. Just that basic table. And then everything else is staying on top of it. You know, the monitor stand, keyboard, mouse. The Stream Deck is a recent addition. The main reason I say that is that's one of the major, how do you say, I guess it's roadblock in a way, because it's a means, or it's a way, it's friction basically. I'm going back to the habits kind of discussion. They say one way to develop habits is to make sure that it is whatever habit you want to build is the path of the least resistance. You know, if you want to if you want to eat healthy, then eating healthy should be the easiest way for you. It should be the easiest path. And how do you do that? Well, one way is maybe throwing out all the junk food from the house, so there is no choice. So the easiest way to eat is to eat whatever is in the house, instead of going out to buy something out of your way to buy junk food. You know, that's one way. And in general, habits are developed that way, by making it the easiest way possible, the easiest path. And eventually you get used to that, and it becomes automatic for you. I want to do that for trucking, for flight sims, but it's still not fluid. I'm still trying to find the perfect path for it. Like in trucking, I have to install my steering wheel, my pedals. And you can imagine, when I'm doing flight sim, when I'm doing truck sim, they require a very different set of peripherals, right? The truck sim, I require the wheel, the pedals, the shifter. Flight sim, I require the yoke, or sometimes the joystick, the hotas, and the rudder pedals. Oops, sorry. 80 again here, okay. So they require very different set of peripherals, and train. And they are, well, given my table, that's why I shared something about my table. My table is nothing fancy, so I have to always disassemble and assemble the rig. And if you've noticed how the videos are getting released, it's kind of alternating, isn't it? Oftentimes, not always, but in general.
First exit.
In general, there is like an alternating schedule in the channel.
Ahead.
Like Monday ETS2, Tuesday Flight Sim, Wednesday ETS2 or ATS, and then Thursday Flight Sim or something like that. And you can imagine, if I usually record one day in advance, something like that. So you can imagine, literally every day, I am changing my peripherals. I'm changing from truck sim setup to flight sim setup. And it's not really a big thing, but it all adds up, right? It all adds up. So each blockage, each barricade
After
is
100
a
yards,
friction.
turn left.
Each factor adds to the friction
Turn
of
left.
developing that habit of trucking or flying, you know. And sometimes I get too lazy, like, oh, I want to go trucking, but I have to disassemble and I have to go assemble, and never mind, I'll just watch videos or something. You know, it's friction. So it's sometimes it's a hindrance, and I haven't found a solution for it yet. If you guys have ideas, let me know. I saw that there are like those wheel stands products where you can like you basically attach the entire thing to that stand, and that stand is foldable and it's like rollable, like it has wheels and whatnot. So you just basically, if you want to remove it, you basically just unlock it, pull it because it has wheels, and then you fold it for storage, and then you can easily switch gears, switch peripherals using that one. So that's one way. But when I look at the joy stands, they're a bit how do you say, like there is a huge bar in the middle, and it kind of, I imagine it's going to get in the way of my legs. Like it's not convenient, it's not comfortable. So there's always a catch. That aside from the price point. But if you have ideas of an easier setup, oh, those buildings look so good. I like that. Oops, sorry. Got busy. Where are we parking this? Where are we delivering this? Freya. Okay. Should be somewhere here, I guess.
Keep right. After 50 yards, turn right.
Alright. So this is our turn.
Turn right.
But yes, that's one reason why I have a harder time. Not as often trucking as I like, not as flying as often as I like. And add to that daily switch of the peripherals. There's also one more switch. So it's basically like 3 modes that I have to switch to every day. Because I have full-time work, right? And in my full-time work, I require free access to my keyboard. So I have to remove those peripherals. One second. Let me focus here. Let me make sure not to hit that sign. Thank you. Where is Freya? Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Alright. TFTS, that's not the one. This is a garage. There it is. Freya. Good. Speeding? Wow, really slow here, huh? Where is the entrance
After
though?
100 yards, turn right.
Okay. GPS lady is on the job. Looks like she did a
Turn
great
right.
job here. Perfect. There was only one junction where I got confused.
You have reached your destination.
Now the main question is, where do we park this? So yes, I get a lot of exercise switching my peripherals around, which is, I guess, kind of good to get moving because I'm staying at home most of the day because of the situation we have right now in the world. So I guess any kind of movement is welcome, and that's a good excuse to keep that kind of setup. It's just an additional frictional element, if you get what I mean. Okay, we'll have to take up the most space here and turn as late as possible, I think. Are these bottles of beer? I'll take it, all of them. Oh yeah. Nothing happened. Okay, looks good. Let's keep it going. Okay, let's see. Did I turn that enough? I need to turn more here to the left. Not sure if that's enough. We'll see. Come on. There you go. I'll take that. Not the straightest parking, but they should be able to unpack that properly enough. Looking good. Awesome. Oh yeah, even the shutdown sequence I think has that button being pressed. Quite nice. Alright, let's unload this thing. Get paid. This should have nice payment. I saw the price per distance of this was quite good. 11k, not too shabby. Level up? Yes, thank you. Alright, what should we spend our time on? High value, fragile, eco driving. Not sure if the eco driving is going to be useful. The fuel is pretty cheap considering the income that we get. So I think what I will do is I don't know, maybe get a longer distance one. Maybe we can do more of those long haul trips. That would allow us better payments. Did it? No looking back. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Had a nice time talking with you. Looking forward to your comments and hope you had a nice time. Thanks, and Clumsy Trucking. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.